who the Father is. Now let us go to the book of John 4 verse 24. And the Hamashiach, the one that declares the Father, says that Elohim is spirit. What did he say? He says Elohim, his Father, is what? Spirit. There is one spirit. So when he says Elohim is spirit, he's talking about one spirit. Who is that spirit? The Holy Spirit. So that Elohim is the Holy Spirit. And that they that must worship Elohim must worship him in the spirit, that is in the Holy Spirit, and in truth. So that means if you don't have the Holy Spirit, you can't be able to worship Elohim, because the Holy Spirit is who Elohim is. That is the Elohim whom you should worship. That is the Elohim whom you should trust. That is the Elohim whom you should serve. Now, I want us to go to the book of John 14, 18 to 8 to 9. The book of John, the Gospel of John 14, verses 8 to 9 to 10. Verses 8 to 10. Now, listen to what Philip said. Philip has a very sensitive question here. He says to the Hamashiach, Philip said unto him, Rabbi, show us the Father, and it is okay for us. Show us the Father, and we are sufficed. It is okay. Now listen to what the Hamashiach answered. And the Hamashiach said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? Now, some people will think that the Hamashiach is saying that he is the Father. Now, but that's not what he's saying. He said, he that has seen me has seen the Father. Some people will think that he's saying that himself is the Father, but that's not what he's saying. Now, listen to the, how sayest thou, show us the Father? Now, he's still coming. Now, listen to what he has to say again. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? Believest thou not? So he's trying to tell Philip and his apostles that believest thou not? That means the only way you can see this Father is by belief, by the eyes of what? Faith. The only way you can see the Father is by the eyes of faith. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me? Now, listen to who that Father that is in him. Who is that Father that is in him? He's trying to tell us who that Father that Philip says he wants to see. That the Hamashiach is saying that is him. Now he's trying to tell us who that Father is. He says, the word that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself. It is not me that is speaking, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. So who is that Father that is dwelling in him, that is doing those works, that is speaking those words? That is the Holy Spirit. So he has confirmed what he said, that the Father is Spirit. So the Father that he is saying that he's in him, the Father he wants the apostles to see in him, is not himself, but the person that is doing the works, the Spirit that is doing the works, that is the Holy Spirit. So that is the Father he's saying, have I been so long time with you, and you have not seen the Father? You have not seen that the Holy Spirit, this Spirit that is in me, that is the Father, haven't you seen it? By the works that I do, by everything that this Spirit is doing, can't you see that this Spirit is the Father? Or why are you still asking me, show us the Father? Can't you see that the Spirit that is in me, the Spirit that is speaking these words, the Spirit that is raising up the dead, the Spirit that is casting out demons, can't you see that that Spirit is the Father? Why are you still asking me, show us the Father? So that is what the Hamashiach is saying, that the Holy Spirit that is in him is the Father. And you can see him saying the same thing in so many verses of the Gospel of John, where he says that the Father is with me, the Father has not left me alone, because I do those things that pleases him. So that Father he's talking about is the Holy Spirit that is in him. So we all know that the Father is in heaven. The Father is in heaven. Yet the Hamashiach claims that the Father is in him. So that means this Father has a dual nature. This Father has a dual nature. The nature of the one that is in the Shamayim, in the heaven, and the nature of the one that is inside of us. So, and that is what Elohim created when he said, let us make man in our likeness. So that is what Elohim created when he says, let us make man in our likeness. Now let us go to the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26 to 27. And Elohim says, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Now listen. First of all, he says, let us make man in our image. What is the image of Elohim? The character and the characteristics, which is holiness and righteousness. So Elohim created man to have his character and characteristics in holiness and righteousness. Then what is the likeness of Elohim? The likeness is the look-alike, something that will look like Elohim. So what is that likeness? So let us go to the second chapter. He says, so Elohim created man in his own image. That is verse 27. He says, Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. And he has accomplished creating man in his own image. Now, male and female created he them. So male and female is the likeness of Elohim that Elohim created. So why didn't Elohim just create man to be a male? No, because that is not the likeness of Elohim. The likeness of Elohim is the likeness of a dual spirit. The spirit which is in heaven, which is the Father, and the spirit which is on which Elohim has given to us and to everyone that believe in him, which is the Holy Spirit. Both are Elohim. Both are the Father. The same way, the same thing he has created in man, because at this point that Elohim created man, male and female, Elohim has not yet created the Eve. In fact, it is just one person that Elohim created at this point, and that is Adam. Yet he created him male and female. Now let us go to the book of Genesis, chapter 5, 1 to 2. Now let us go. The book of Genesis, chapter 5, 1 to 2. And it says, this is the book of the generation of Adam. Listen. In the day that Elohim created man, listen, in the likeness of Elohim made he him. Now, this verse is no more talking about the image. Instead, it's talking about what? The likeness. In the likeness of Elohim made he him. Now listen to the likeness of Elohim. Male and female created he them. Not one person, not one spirit or one breath of life. Now, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name what? Adam. He did not call them Adam and Eve. Eve was a name that Adam gave to his wife. So he called them what? Adam. So at this point, Eve has not been created. Yet Elohim called the male and female Adam, because the male is Adam, the female is Adam. Because the two breath of life, which is the male breath of life and the female breath of life, is coming from one person who is Adam. And that is the likeness of Elohim. So the likeness of Elohim is the Father. Is the Father. The Holy Spirit is the Father. So let's say the Father is Yahweh. The Holy Spirit is Yahweh. So this is the mystery that Elohim created in man. So at this, before Elohim now saw that man whom he created male and female in one